You know,
Wait till you
'cause
get married, mate.
what is it like for you bringing up a daughter right now?
Um, when things happen to me, I kind of not that bothered really. I'm kind of the attitude of sort of, I'm old enough and ugly enough to deal with it when stuff gets thrown at me. But when she's affected by stuff, then I get really pissed off. And so with her, for one, like she got kicked out of her nursery because of my speech in London,
Mm.
um, that's not her fault, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? She's two. So that
Yeah.
annoyed me a lot. And obviously with stuff being closed, I really saw a psychological change in her
Mm-hmm.
because see, it's such a massive development age, the first 7 years they shape you, period.
Mm-hmm.
And so to have now 14 months of stuff being closed, not being able to interact with other kids and stuff. And so, we've had to basically just take it on our own. So we just find little pockets of people that are like-minded, that have got kids, and we'll just go out and do whatever. And so when there's a lockdown, my attitude is, I'll do what I want. And I've actually seen her progress more now, that she's out and interacting with other kids and stuff like that. And this comes back again to the point I was making earlier, where people in England, they've. I thought they'd fight back quicker, and I was disappointed by how easily they took it. To be fair, but British people are very polite, and they do kind of take things to a certain point. But then there is a line where British people will be very nice and considered and polite, and they will consider your feelings, and that's enough, and they will snap at that point, and it tends to happen quite quickly. And I think I feel like we're getting up to that point now, and I've seen that mainly with parents actually, where in the first lockdown the councils were chaining up or putting tape around play areas so kids couldn't go on swings and slides and stuff, and so people that were very happy to lock themselves in their house and watch TV and not do anything and basically watch their business get destroyed, their line was, "You're not stopping my kid going on the swings." So they were going and ripping all this tape off and breaking open these chains so people could go into play areas and stuff. So having a daughter it kind of gives you a reason to not take it, if I'm honest. Not that I would have taken it anyway, but the fact is you've got someone else to fight for now.
Yeah.
And I've got another, I was gonna say another daughter then, because I am sure that she's going to be a girl, but another baby due in August. So it's kind of, the craziest time in history, really. But then when people say to me, like, it annoyed me a bit actually, because I announced as if I'm like David Beckham, but I put on my Insta, I was like, we're having a baby, and there was lots of congratulations and that sort of stuff. And then one comment was like, why would you bring a child into the world like this? And obviously all I wanted to say was, go away. But I thought about it, and it's like, but then only stupid people will be breeding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't, because I know people that are like this, that don't want kids because they don't want kids to be like this, it be in a world like this. And it's kind of this, it's two pronged. So one is, it's quite an arrogant statement because you can deal with it. So why wouldn't they be able to deal with it? You've dealt with it for 30 odd years. And what makes you think you're better than your child, in terms of their ability to cope with life? And secondly, if you're not going to bring someone into the world and educate them and to have an open mind and be free thinking and full of love and stuff like that, then what's the point really? Because the world's never going to get better then, because all that's going to happen is it's just going to be populated with less and less open people and more arseholes, because arseholes will always breed because it's what they do. And so that's sort of my response to it. And as much as it's a crazy time, I'm glad I've got a daughter, and I'm glad I've got another one on the way.
No.
I vibe with that. Yeah, actually, I had that realization myself, and just thinking about more in terms of the long term, but also in terms of children, our grandchildren's grandchildren, and such. And we're trying to, like you say, make a world, where in our hearts we pretty much know what the human potential is. A lot of us who are awakened to the human potential, we realize what a huge difference it would be if we were really interested in our own betterment.
It is widely known that the tobacco and diet industries lobby governments with scientific propaganda for years until proven guilty in court. The artificial treatment of our water is the next corporate deception.
For example, virtually every nation in Europe has rejected the use of artificial fluoride. International studies since the 40s have repeatedly shown that endocrine and neurological effects increase after repeated consumption, even at the levels accepted by U.S. government.
Epic Water Filters is the most thorough industry-grade filtration system that Houston Ensemble has ever used. They reduce heavy metals upwards of 99.5%, such as lead and mercury, bacteria like E. coli, and poisons like chromium, nitrate, and fluoride.
Join us in our journey to living a toxin-free life and get your Epic Water Filter using discount code Houston Ensemble, lowercase, one word. That's Houston Ensemble, lowercase, one word, for 20% off your Epic Water Filter.